Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Kicked. I'm Amy Elise Brighter, and I'm taking you on your weekly journey through the weird, wacky, and wild world of gaming on Kickstarter. Our first game this week is called Twilight Struggle, and it actually already exists, physically. Twilight Struggle is an award-winning board game that they're trying to turn into a digital version. It's set during the Cold War, and you either play as the USA or the USSR, and basically try to influence various historical world events in your favor. You can play against each other or against an AI in this new digital version, which will be bringing PS4, PS Vita, Windows Phone and tablet, and Xbox One support in addition to Linux, Mac, and PC. So if you're a fan of the board game or kind of want to see a board game translate to the digital screen, you might want to throw your support behind them. They've also added some stretch goals that will add some single-player scenarios that you can try out, as well as some upgraded animations and sounds that may come in the future. They currently have already been funded, and they've gone above and beyond what they were asking for. They've hit $241,000 of the $5,000 they were asking for, and they still have 12 days left to go. So if you'd like to help them reach some of those stretch goals, go and check them out. Our next game is called HomeMake, and this one has kind of an interesting premise. You live in a city, turned inside out on the inside of a sphere, so it's almost a planet, but it's an inside-out planet. The city is constantly evolving and changing as you play, growing and changing as any city would. You'll see new skylines appear, new construction will take place, but you have the opportunity to play as a variety of different people. You will transfer your consciousness through a variety of different animals, both human, robotic, and otherwise, that will allow you to explore the city and try different puzzles out. You may discover that as a dog, you move a little faster. As a human, you can climb higher. Maybe a robot can get access to areas that you can't normally get access to. All of this will come into play as you explore the city that this game takes place in. It also has an ever-evolving soundtrack. One of the creators is a DJ, and he really wanted to pull that kind of feel of a conscious DJ being part of the game, so the soundtrack will never be the same thing twice. They've currently gotten $7,000 in pledges. They've got 18 days left to hit their goal of $15,000. Our next game is called Mechagami, and it's based on a whole bunch of old-school arcade games with a Metroidvania kind of twist. If you were a fan of Asteroids or Mega Man, you're going to see some very familiar elements show up in this game. You're going to be a robot that can transform into different modes, everything from a tank to a missile silo to a, jet plane rocket ship. But you can also be a human robot as well, so you're going to be able to transform as you progress through the game into different versions of yourself and take out the invading armies of aliens. It's going to look very familiar to those who are already involved, and they're only asking for $5,000. It's basically to finish up development, and if they get more than that, they're going to dedicate some time to improving the soundtrack, getting an animator to get some better graphics going, but they're currently only at $2,200. They've got 12 days left to go, so if you're interested in having an old-school throwback make its way out there, you might want to give them some help. Our final game this week is a little bit educational. It's called Mathbreakers, and it's basically trying to get 7 to 12-year-olds interested in math through gaming. Basically, this game, for me, my fond memories of playing math games as a kid involved Math Blasters, which was a lot of fun, but they're kind of making a 3D exploration game where you solve math problems to get to the next area. They use a whole bunch of different tools that will introduce concepts of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and fractions to kind of help students solve puzzles and make their way around the game. They're also going to include a teacher's version, which will allow you to track progress of students as well as assign different levels for homework and things like that. Currently, they only have a web-based version, but through the Kickstarter, they're hoping to expand that into an iPad and iPhone-supported version, which was actually insisted upon by some of the kids in the video that they had. So if you're interested in helping get a more educationally focused game out there, they currently have $22,000 pledged, but they need $42,000 to hit their goal. They've got 14 days left to go, so if you're interested in helping them out, check out their page in the description below. Well, that's all the games I have for you this week, but once again, remember if you want to check out any of the campaigns I featured this week, you can find links to all of those in the video's description below. There will not be a Kicked next week. I'm going to be out of town for a couple different reasons, but I will be back and kicking hopefully the weekend after that. As always, if you have any recommendations for Kickstarters you would like me to cover in an upcoming episode, you can always catch me on Twitter, or you can leave a comment below, and also comment below if something caught your eye this week, if you decided to go back something that I featured this week. I'd love to hear your feedback on that. Also, check out my friends over at Invisible Gamer. We have a brand new redesigned website at invisiblegamer.net, and you can also give us some feedback through our Twitter and Facebook, which I've linked in the description below as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week.